At the end of every softball season, softball teams have to compete in what's known as districts. Districts is basically a tournament style between 4 teams that are relatively close to you. In our district last year, we were paired against Berkeley, Seaholm, and Groves, and then Royal Oak. Royal Oak got to host this year, so it was set at Royal Oak. And we draw the second slot game. So first playing was Seaholm and Groves, and then we were playing Berkeley. And then the winners of the 2 games would play in the finals, and the winner of that would go on to regionals. So we started out our playing, and it was a beautiful day. Sun was out. We were all warmed up. We were all super excited. This is what we have been working for this entire season. I have my starting spot as a designated hitter, and then it starts to rain. We are beating Berkeley by 1 point. And it starts thunderstorming. So policy is we have to delay the game. Everybody has to evacuate the field. So we were sent inside. We had to sit inside. And after about an hour or 2 of delays, we were finally released. They told us that we couldn't play in this weather. The field was completely flooded. We didn't have enough ready dry to get it back. And another bout of rainstorms was on its way. So we had to just sort of abandon districts when we were up by 1 point and we were beating this team. And we had put in so much work. And it was really just disappointing when it first happened. And then we got rescheduled for the Monday afterwards. We were going to redo districts. So the Monday afterwards, we go into the Berkeley game. We're up by 1. We start where we left off, and we ended up beating Berkeley. And then was the Groves game. Now, Groves had already beaten us twice in the previous season, and they were a really good team, but we were flying off of a win. We were warmed up, and we were ready. And we were playing them, and we were up by 2 points. We were winning. It was the final inning. We just had to hold them off for 1 more inning, and then we were done. And in the last inning of the game, the last play, they scored, and they ended up beating us by 1 point. And it was heartbreaking to watch, and knowing that my team was just crushed. So many of the seniors had to go out like this. It was really hard to watch. But ultimately, being an underclassman and being like a team player, trying to be a leader on the team, especially for next year, because I was an upperclassman, but I wasn't a senior, I needed to be really principled about how I was handling the sort of grieving process of my season ending like that. I needed to be knowledgeable and principled about how I was being and how I was acting out towards the other team. The key in losing is losing graciously. You have to keep your head held high, and you have to be principled of accepting that loss, but also not just rolling over and letting the loss beat you. And being like that and presenting that to younger members on the team, at the same time supporting our seniors who were really suffering at that moment because they were all just devastated that was how their season ended. That was how their careers ended. So just being very principled in supporting them while also grieving with them, because it was a very hard loss for us and for our team. And it was a very hard loss for me because I didn't play well those games, and it really hurt knowing that I could have helped my team, but I didn't. But really, an aspect to most mental health issues is being principled and being balanced in how you're handling your emotions and allowing yourself to feel certain emotions. And in that day, I truly had to take on those IB learner traits of being balanced and being principled, and how I was allowing myself to feel and how I was supporting my team, because I did need to lift up my team.